Hello everyone, welcome to EWM Coach channel. So in today's video, we are going to see the RF screen template customization. So if you look into the desktop screen here, so you can see the contents of the RF gun is coming bit bigger. Similarly, in RF device also the contents are coming bit bigger. I mean coming fitting to the screen size of the RF devices. So that we are going to achieve in this video. And let me go to the next slide. So we are going to cover these topics today. So css stands for cascading style sheets. So by using the css file we are going to modify the color of rf gun, modify the text size of that rf gun contents and all. So we are going to see the how to create and modify the css file. Then we will see how to link that css file to the internet services. Then comes the CUA area file. Mostly the CUA area file is responsible for the branding image. So in RF gun you will be able to see there is a logo available, SAP logo, but we are supporting to the client, so that there should be a client logo in that RF gun. So that can be achieved via this CUA area file. Then we are going to test this ITS service in the web browser after updating the css file and CUA area file, and we will compare with our standard rf ui internet service which sap is provided. And this video is going to bit longer guys, and because I have to cover a lot of things in a single video, so kindly take your time and watch in a part. And let me quickly go to the sap screen and show you all the stops in sap screen. Okay. Just a recap, guys. So last time we created internet service slash n SCAT. Those who are not aware how to create an internet service, I will recommend them to go through my previous videos. They can follow the playlist and they can get these details. And let me also show you. So last time we created an internet service ZRF UI1, and also we hosted these services in this transaction SICF. Let me also show you that with the same name ZRFUI1 and login. And let me just go inside and go to the error pages. So here in the configuration, if you remember last time we created a above login class YCL mobile system login 1 by copying to the standard SAP above class, and we modify a little code there to increase the RF login screen size. So that what we did in the last video. Let me also show you how it looks after clicking on the test services. So here you can see uh, this is how the screen is looking, and the initial RF login screen is coming a bit bigger when I enter into this screen. Okay, so that what we performed in the last video. So in this video we are going to see how to increase the text area, and we can also modify the color according to the user requirement, and also you will see how to remove this SAP brandings, and instead of this we can update our company logo, like for our client logo here. Okay, so let me go to the internet service. While I was testing for another internet service, I created another internet service ZRFUI. For that I was testing, and I was able to modify the RF screen size and also few colors in that. So let me just show you first, and then I will teach you how we can do it for our newly created services ZRF UI 1. Okay, so let me click on start service. This one I tested myself, I created it for my own testing. Okay, so here if I click on log on, you can able to see this is the our ZRF UI 1 transaction, internet transaction. Then this is internet, this is ZRF UI internet service. So you can see the color we changed, the text area, the text size is coming bit bigger, and the branding I have not changed. I will show you how to change this also. And if I go to the inspect mode, you will see it is quite good, better than the old details, right? So it is coming bit bigger. So if I go here also, if I click on inspect, and you will see this is small, and if I hit enter again, you will see this is small. but rather if I go to here, you will see this is coming good, uh, you know. So that we can achieve it by modifying the CSS sheet. So let me just directly go to our internet service, and we will update the CSS file. And let me go to our internet service ZRFUI1, show you there. So if I open this under ME object, we need to assign the CSS file. And how I can get the CSS file from where? So again we will go to SC80 and let me hit enter. ITS mobile, I'll go ITS mobile. So this ITS mobile is the standard designing internet service provided by SAP. This is the standard internet service. I have not created it manually. And we need to open this, we need to go to MIME object, and we need to open this style file. Then under all, we can get, you can able to see we are having the standard CSS files, right? So if I double click on here, you can able to get the details of that CSS file. And what we can do is we can export this file, then we will modify this code, and we will assign to our internet service ZRFUI1, and we will test this. Okay, so I will just click on this save as local file, and here I will provide the file name as ZRFUI underscore test, right? And I will just save this in dot css, and let me just save it in our here. Yep, now we just save this file. So you can able to see this is my CSS file that we uploaded here. And what we can do is we need to modify this RFUI CSS file so that we can able to achieve that RF screen uh, compression or RF screen color size change and that everything. And then we need to assign it to our internet service. Okay. Now we don't need this internet service anymore because we have copied this mobile.css. I'll just close the screen, and this is our internet service. I will expand this MIME object. You can see only this language file are available, and this two language file are available. In order to assign that CSS file to this MIME object, we can just follow this path. But before that, we need to modify this CSS file, and then only we need to assign into this internet service ZRFUI1, which is our internet service. So what we can do is I'll open this file. I'll just click on here and click on open with, and I'll go to notepad. So here you can see how the codes are look like this. This is our general page. This is the mobile body, and it is mobile screen, then CU area, user area. So what are these areas that we need to check? So for example, if I go back again to my uh, SAP screen, and if I just go to inspect mode again by right clicking on it, you can able to see what is mobile body. So mobile body means the whole screen of yours, that is your mobile body. Then coming to mobile user area, this is your user area where the content is currently lying, and you can see the dimension is by default 980 and 306. And then your row represent this much area, this highlighted area. Then if I scroll to the right side, then mobile sub screen is also same as mobile row. And if I go to mobile rows, it will indicate one single line. So here if you scroll down below, you will able to see these are the transactions, I mean the codes available. Yeah. And if I go to mobile body, you can see it is saying this is the margin 0 pixel, padding 0 pixel, border with 0 pixel, background color, and this. So what is the background color here? this F5, F9, F6. So in CSS they are using the HTML color coding, and if I go to HTML color, and if I just copy that color coding and paste it here, you can see this is the background color of my current RF screen, like this. Okay, so by modifying this value we can also modify the color of this screen, like I showed you for my own tested internet service in the beginning. Okay, so what about margin and padding? So margin is this, padding is this. So if, what is the impact? So for example, if I increase the margin to, let's say, 50 pixel, so you can see how things are changing here. And initially it was in the left side, it changed to it just come to the little bit center. Let's say I'll modify to 100 pixel, so it will be coming in the center. Then coming to the padding part, what is padding? Let's say I'll just modify to 30. So you can see this is my margin, the leg inside this, that is your padding. So in this you can uh, increase and decrease the margin and padding. Then this is your mobile body structure. Then if I scroll down, there will be one more area, like for example, I'll go to inspect mode again, and this is your mobile user area. So I'll go inside. In the mobile user area, here you can see the font size is 100%. Let's I will increase the font size to 250%. 250%. So you can see the font is coming little bit bigger, and it will be look good in your RF device because user can easily see these values. So by increasing the font size, we can able to modify the screen size as well. Okay, so then there is more things. Let's say if I go again and come back to inspect mode, let's say this is my RF screen. This is my whole RF screen from here to here, and I want to make this screen expand till this point. So how can I do that? So for that we need to go to mobile screen area, uh, maybe mobile user area, and I will go to mobile user area. Then I can just write a code as height, let's say height, let's say 1800 pixel. So you can see your screen is extended till this point. So if I again click on mobile user area, before it was having the area till this point, now it is expanded to this point. Okay, so let's say, let me remove this, and so that you can see how it was initially it was this, and after adding this height 1800 pixel, you will be able to see the area is increased. Now I want to expand this, that I want to put some space in between these values. So how can I do that? So I can do one thing. I can go and come back again, inspect, and we need to expand the mobile row. We need to select the mobile row, or there is also this value is there, mobile row, and we can provide the uh, height here, like how much pixel, let's say 23 pixel for each. I'll go height HEIGST and 100 pixel. So you can see now it is pretty much covering the whole area of RF gun, and this is how we are going to modify the RF screen by modifying the CSS coding. So whatever I just showed you, it is just a runtime demo, because we need to maintain in the CSS file that we downloaded. This is not going to happen if we are modifying it here, because if I refresh it again, this will come as original. But whatever value we entered here, we can remember this, and we can uh, check this as per our requirement, and then we can do it, apply in our case. Okay, so for example, if I go to mobile body, and if I want to change this color, let's say I want to put this color, or maybe um, hmm, this color. Okay, what I will do is I will just modify this color to this color. I think this I cannot modify it here. Yes, yeah, yeah, I can modify. So now you can see the background color is automatically changed, and so based on your customer requirement, your client requirement, we can modify this color. So now the question is, how can I find this input elements in my css file? So let me open our css file, and let me go to this first statement where we modify the font size to 250% so that the screen came bit larger, as per fit to the our rf mobile screen. Then if you come here, mobile body is mobile body values there, where margin padding we modified there, then background color we modified to that gray color. So here we can modify this color, and mobile screen, there is nothing we did the change. Then coming to the CUA area, so I don't think that CUA area code is available here, but what is CUA area? So let me go back to the inspect mode again, I mean the standard mode again. So CUA area means this area, so this area represent your CUA area. Okay, so what is the standard code here? Here it is saying width is 100%, this is the standard width, and the background color is this. So currently the background color of that CUA area is this color, and if I put in the HTML field, you can see this is the same color. So below you can see, if I just zoom in, you can see below this area it is different from this color. So if I go to our coding values, you can able to see my border bottom color is this, and border bottom width is 2 pixel. So that part we can increase, modify as per our requirement, because when we enlarge the screen, we also want to enlarge this top bar. Okay, top CUA bar. Then coming to below screen, so it is asking about mobile message logo, how much padding you want to give it from the right side and left side. Then this mobile window title, logo in header, that color and height we can provide as per our requirement. And also the important thing, in order to fit your RF screen, we need to provide the spacing in the mobile row. So like we provided 1800 pixel in mobile screen, mobile subscreen, I think 23 pixel we provided for mobile row, and I think there is mobile screen also. In mobile screen we provided how much, let me see where we provided that. Inspect mode again, and the mobile user area, we increased mobile user area to 1800 pixel, then mobile row to 23 pixel. So we will go here, mobile, what is mobile user area, yeah. So here we will increase this to 1800 pixel, and in mobile row we can maintain 23 pixel gap so that it will come as fit. So whatever coding I am doing, that will be applicable for your RF gun, but it is also depend upon you, like when you will test in RF device how much size you need. Based on that you should provide this value. I'm not doing this for every kind of mobile devices. So in warehouse also they are using tablets, so in that case you need to you need to check this screen, not that screen. Even you are changing the code in that screen, you again need to come back to this screen, and you need to make this to your center of your screen, and you don't need this space if you are using in the tablet mode, because you don't want to go all the way to the down and uh, click this buttons and all. So that depends upon you, but what is the main fundamental thing is we need to modify this code, and we need to modify this code offline. Then once we completely modify this code, we will paste in our internet service, and then we need to test it. Okay, so let me quickly modify this code, but as per my requirement, as per my RF gun size. Okay, then I will just make it to 250 because I want a bigger text area. Then mobile body color, let me change this to my requirement. Let's I will go to HTML color again, and I want to make it into this color. I will change the color. Okay, and then mobile screen is fine for me. Then mobile CU area, I want to change the color of that bar, this color, so that I will change this, and this is the bottom of that bar, so I will change to a different color, let's say a dark color. Okay, then in user area I will increase the user area to um, more size, I mean um, bit bigger. So I will increase the height to let's say 1800 pixel. So pixel 1800 pixel with this. So actually I'm not expert in the css area, but over the period of time while doing this in inspect mode I came to know about all this. So every time you are providing any values like this, you have to end it with the semicolon. Okay, and you have to close this area with this curly bracket. That is what I understand as a css coding. And then coming to the mobile message screen, I don't want to modify anything here. Mobile message line, no, I don't want to modify, I don't need now. Then mobile header logo, let me just give this height is let's say 25 pixel for a second, for a moment. And padding left is, let's say, let me give it to 5 pixel. And background color I'll uh, keep it as like this. Then here mobile row I want to give a space in between those rows, so I will just type the height here, a height, and let's say 23 pixel is fine for me. Subscreen I don't want to change, that is fine. And one more thing, mobile message line and CUA area. The CUA area, let me, I want to give that padding, border bottom width 2 pixel, let me give it to 5 pixel. And width is fine. Padding, margin padding, let's say height I will also give this here. I want to increase the size of that height. I will provide let's say how much height will be better, let's say 25 pixel, 25, no, 15 pixel, 30 pixel. Okay, so yeah, once we do all this, we need to save this. So I will just control s, and now it is saved. Again I will go to my file and right click and open with notepad. So 250, yes, color I changed, these two color I changed, 5 pixel, height I provide 30 pixel. So then mobile message row, mobile message row 23 pixel. So those are the few changes I have done with this standard rfui templates. Okay, so if you ask me, like, can you directly use the standard RFUI templates without modifying? Yes, you can, but the end result will be you are getting the small screen size, which will not be suitable for you and for us as well. So what we will do is, after creation, we will go to this ZRFUI one, and what we can do is we can right click on it, click on create, and we need to paste that CSS file under this MIME object, and I will just click on MIME, and system will suggest me to pick that css file from this file location, and I will click on open. Remember my decision, allow. Here the theme is always 99 because that is standard theme, and I will click on save. And it is always asking for the package, so we are going to save it in the local package because we are modifying the ZRF one which we created. So local object means standard $tmb. And now you can see the value is created. And if I go to the attributes, you can see it is not yet published. That's why the publishing date is missing. So before we test the ITS service, we need to publish it. That is one thing. And we need to assign this MIME object, that this CSS file, in hosting SICF transaction in that server as well. And let me also show you the content. So whatever content was there, it was just uploaded here, the 250, and the color also we modified, right? And how to publish it is, we can right click and click on publish. But if you directly publish the whole ITS service, it will also allow you to publish. So now you can see this is also published once we publish in the higher level. And let me just refresh this once again. Yeah, it is published, and this is my CSL file test. Okay, so after this what we need to do is we need to go to transaction SICF. We also needs to maintain this ZRFUI underscore test CSS file detail in the RFUI1 host service. ZRFUI1. Okay, and execute here, and we need to go inside, and I will go to the change mode, and we will go inside the GUI configuration again. And here last time I explained these four parameters are mandatory to run and test ITS service. And if you remember, I showed in the RF cookbook there are a few other parameters available, and out of which we required one parameter for now in order to modify the CSS styles in the RF web browser. So for that we require that parameter. So let me open that cookbook, RF cookbook again. So here you can see this is my parameter I'm going to use. Let me close this. Then here it is mentioned your own CSS file. That CSS file we modified without the .csx suffix. Okay, so for example, our CSS file name is zrfui underscore test. So what I will write is zrfui underscore test. We don't need to mention that .css, that is not required, and we need to click on execute, and we need to click on save. So now if I go to the GUI configuration again, you can able to see this parameter is holding this ZRFUI test CSS detail. So every time this service will run, it should fetch this CSS file, and as per the CSS file coding, it should show the RF screen in the web browser. Okay, and let me do one thing. So every time we are assigning a CSS file, we need to clear the cache, because sometimes what happen, system is considering the old web templates that that are available. So we always need to clear the cache. So if I follow the RF cookbook again, so you will, if I scroll down, yeah, so here RF cookbook says that we need to clear the ITS cache as well as this ICM cache. So these two transactions are required for it. Sometimes it will work, but sometimes it will not work, because that cache will hold that old web template details. So what I will do is I'll go to this transaction, and I will go to template MIME cache, and before that let me just log out here as well, and I will just click on system wide and system wide, so that system will delete that cache from the backend. And coming to this one, this transaction, here we need to go to this transaction https plugins server cache invalidate locally. So if you are doing this locally, then the changes will be applicable to your server only, and if you are doing it globally, then it will be applicable for all the users. So once you modify the changes, I would recommend, if you want to reflect these changes in all the RF devices, you should select invalidate globally. So let me just do invalidate globally, and yes, and I'll just go back to my ITS service now, and now that we assigned with the CSS file, then I will click on test services. So my, let me keep that screen size as 100, so I'll just click on login. Yes, so now my screen is coming bit bigger, but there is some issues in the screen, like my values are overlapping. So we need to modify the CSS file again. Let me hit enter. Oh my god, this is overlapping. I think, let me just see the values, how we can solve this. It should be mobile user area, mobile rows maybe. Mobile rows, uh, 230 pixel. Yeah, 110 pixel. Yes. So I should provide the mobile row height is 110 pixel, not 23 pixel. So if I put 23, then it will be like overlapping. So I'll just do one thing. 110 is looking fine for me. So what I will do, guys, is again I will modify this code and re-upload this and do these changes again. Sorry for that. Yeah, it's 110 pixel. 110 pixel is 110 pixel. Yeah. So let me just save this. What I will do is I will delete the RF UI test CSS completely. Delete this. Okay, so it is deleted. Let me refresh this. Fine. And I will follow the same steps. So create MIME object. I will put this one again. So theme is 99 CSS and the JRF test save, and I'll just local object. So you may ask a question like, can we modify this here? Of course we can modify, but the important thing is when I try to modify this here and when I try to test the service, it was not accepting the modifying value. So what I will recommend is you should always modify outside, like you modify locally, then you upload that file again in the system and publish it in the internet service again. Otherwise system will not reflect properly, because I have tested this in a runtime. I used to modify these values, like I will just modify this color here, and then I try to run the service, but system was not reflecting the exact value. So I would recommend to do this. So let us republish it again and publish complete services. Yeah. If you want to delete the old css file and to update a new css file, in that case what we need to do is we need to again reassign that css file to that uh, sicf transaction again. That is, so I will just come here, I will just change it. I first remove this and just save it and save it. Okay. And then what I will do, I will just come here and provide this JRF UI test and save this, and I will clear the cache data. Again I will go to the MICM transaction. I will remove this HTTP plugin server cache globally. Yeah. And then I will also go to another transaction where sits more. I need to go to template and MIME cache and system wide, and we can click on system wide. So these steps also mentioned in the RF cookbook, how to clear the cache. You can read it. And if I go back to the RF gun again, here also I'll do one thing. I will just clear the cache for this website and cookies. I'll remove this cookies. Remove. Done. So let me just close this and we'll run the service again. So I'll right click here and click on test services. So this is my login screen. Still it is holding that old details. Somehow guys, it is not picking the right height pixel that we mentioned there. So if I go to inspect mode again, and if I go to the mobile rows, it is still picking this 23 pixel. So I believe like somewhere the caches are not cleared, or it is somewhere picking that old codes available. So what I can do now is, let me just quickly add a new file, add a new css file with the same codings, while the mobile row we can maintain 110 pixel with the new name. Okay, so what I will do is quickly I will just rename it to ZRFY test 1. And if I open with and notepad, we'll see here the mobile row height 110 pixel is there. Okay, so let me add this again and publish it again. Create MIME object and ZRFUI test 1. Allow. 99 save local object is. So now that we added a new CSS file where the mobile row value is 110 pixel and we need to republish it. So I will just do one thing, I will publish the complete service. Okay, and then I will go back to that SICF transaction and let me go click on GUI configuration. Here we need to modify this to 1 GUI configuration and test 1, execute, save this. Now it is saved. Let me check it. Yeah, it is saved. Now let me clear those caches. Refresh, system wide, and let me also do one thing. SMICM and invalidate globally. Yes. Okay. And let me just go back to our web browser. Let me log out from this old one. Yeah, and let me click here again. I'll just refresh it here and click on ZRF UI1 and apply and click on test services. Let's see. Yep, work as expected. So sometimes you need to re-upload the code with a new name because sometimes system is checking the old CSS file with the same name, so that's why it is not changing the web template. So like I mentioned before, we have modified this UA bar. It was initially coming as very small, so we increased the pixel to 25 I think, and this color we modified the upper and the below color, and you see that this is also coming very wide. Let me go to the inspect mode. Yeah, it is looking good. Let me enter inside. Yeah, it is looking good as well. uh yep, so that's it for modifying the RF screen. And now the question is how to, okay, we are in 100%. Yeah, now the question is how we can modify this SAP brandings and other stuffs. And one thing is, now if I go to the inspect mode, here I need to modify the SAP branding to our client branding. How we can do that? So let me go back to our ITS service. So to modify the branding, system is always checking the CUA area file. We need to modify that branding in standard ITS mobile services, because I was not aware like how to modify or add that CUA area file in this ITS service, our own created ITS service. So for that, what we can do is I will again go to SC80, and from here we copied our standard CSS file. Similarly, here if I open the HTML template and go to include, we will see this is our CUA area. So here you can see this is my CUA area, and system is always reading this code and it is updating that three logo in that RF screen. So if I show you, you can see there is a tick mark and a cross mark and a SAP logo coming. So these three things are visible because of this CUA area file here. So system is always reading this code. So now what we can do is, if I show you the code, give me a second. So here if you see, system is checking image all, enter dot gif. Then if I scroll right, system is checking uh, images all logof dot gif, and it is checking images all sap logo dot gif. The three logos coming in the RF screen is coming from this path, images all. So if I open this to under MIME object of this ITS service images, then if I open all, and you will able to see those enter gf will be here. So if I double click here, you can able to see the enter gf is here, then uh, log of gif is here. Okay, then uh, sap logo gif is here. So these three things are coming from this CUA area file. And what we can do is we can add our branding with .gif from format, and then we can modify that code so that it will update our RF screen. So how we can add is we can click on create option, and here we can provide the download, go to download section. So my file should be in .gif format. Even if it is in jpg file, it should be in a .gif. And if I click on open, remember my decision allow. Yeah, so it is asking to add in .jpg, but I should upload in .gif. Okay, 99 the theme, and click on save. So it is saying object can only be created in SAP package. So it is not a local object we are creating, we are modifying the standard one. It is the SAP standard one, so that's why it is saying it is only can be updated in the SAP package. So I'll just click on OK, and remember decision allow, and you can see my logo is added, but it is not properly visible like SAP and that enter and the log off screen. And while adding this, system will ask what is the package. So the package name is sits underscore abap. That you need to remember, because that system will ask while adding this object in this MIME. Then if I go to attributes also, you can able to see. So now what I will do is I will just publish the complete services so that the keep will come as published. Okay, then we will modify this UA area. We need to go to this include again, then CUA area, and we can modify the code in this here directly. We don't need to download and upload, re-upload that. We don't need to do that. So here I will just go to this last one. Instead of SAP logo, system should show my logo. So it is currently under MIME object, which is not under any file. So I'll directly give EWM coach GIF. Okay. Then I will just save, and again I will publish this. So if I go to attributes and if I again publish this, the time will come change to the current time. Yeah, so you can see the time is changed. Now it is published. What I can do is go back to SICF transaction. I will just click on test service. So you can see my brand image is changed. Let me go to 100%. My brand image is changed, and this two logo are coming as usual. And let me go to the inspect mode. So your brand image is coming, uh, instead of SAP it is coming EWM. Okay, so this is how we are doing it. This image, brand image, and this color and the size, everything we are doing for the RF screen as per our requirement. So this explanation what I did, it is only for the RF gun, but if you are particularly doing it for your tablets, then you need to focus on this screen, how you will do this and all. Okay, so that you can just test in the inspect mode. Then in inspect mode also there is option called tablet mode. If I click here, so here you can, you know, do the testings like modify this height values and all, write those details, then modify the CSS, then upload the CSS and publish it, then clear the caches in those particular transactions, then try to clear the cookies and run the transaction, so that system will work. But to modify the branding, we need to modify the standard, because till now I don't know how to, do modify within that newly created ITS service, so that I modify to the standard one. Okay, and one more thing, guys, these changes are applicable to all the RF screens, but there are certain requirements like you want to modify only a single screen. So in that case, doing all these stuffs, it is not necessary. So how to modify a single screen? For example, if I close this and I only want to modify this initial screen, I don't want to modify the other screen, so that is not a client requirement. So in that case, what we can do is we can particularly change the code of this template. So let me also show you that. I will do one thing, I will remove this, I will remove this CA user file, because if you apply this, then it will definitely change your whole RF screen. So I will just test these services again. One second, login. Let's say I want to modify this particular screen. How I can modify this? I want to enlarge these values to the end of this. How I can do this? So to do that, we can do one thing. We first get the information like what is the screen number. So how can I get that? We need to go to the standard SAP RF simulation screen /n/scwm, then /rfui, this initial screen. So I will just do one thing. Control Shift F1. System will give like what is the screen program and what is the screen number. So I will copy this screen program and I will go back to my internet service and I'll expand my HTML template, and here I will search that program name. So this is the program name and this is the initial screen that I'm going to change, because this is the screen we are targeting. So here we can modify the changes. So in you can able to see in every template, you will be able to see that if else statement will be in the beginning, and below to it we are going to modify our code. So here we just need to add a single code. This is the code values, and if I hit enter, let's say I want to modify the zoom level to how much, 300. So here this code is just doing the zoom level of that browser by running it. Okay, so I will just save this again. Okay, and I will just republish this, because after changing we have to republish it, and I will click on publish complete services. Okay, and let me go to the change display mode, and then after modifying this, let me refresh this. ZRFUI1, apply, and test services, login. Yeah, so you can see if I mean 100%, the screen is coming bigger for this particular template screen, not for others. So suppose if I go to system guided, and system guided also, because this is also following the same program and same screen number, that is why it is still following the same size. Because let me also show you that if I go back, you remember that SSCRPM, and I will go to system guided and click on shift F1 control. Yeah, it is still the same program and function number, screen number. That's why it is uh, giving this bigger size. And if I go inside here, you see it came back to the original size initially what was. So if your requirement is to modify a single screen, single template, so in that case we can use that standard code here to keep the zoom size of that particular screen. And yeah, but in general, like if you want to modify all the screen, all the templates, you cannot do it by one, because there are around 800 screens available in RF, and you should go one by one to each of this HTML editor code, and you need to provide your code values there. So it is kind of hectic, so that SAP suggested to do it by adding a CSS file, so that it will be applicable for your all screens, and you can modify the screen size for a tablet device as well as a RF devices, RF mobile gun devices. Okay, and yeah, that's all for today. And I think I have pretty much covered everything, every detail I provided. Let me know your queries through comment section. So sometimes your web template will not work, because if your cache data is still there, then it may not work, and try to update new file with a new name so that it will work properly. So I will try to provide this CSS file, um, the description, so that you can download. And one more important thing is, guys, so SAP also provided one code for CSS file. You can also read this, but what I did was I try to copy all the codes provided by SAP and try to add a file, CSS file, and try to test this. But it is coming same as our standard SAP RFUI internet service. It is coming as same. So there is no advantage by using this CSS codes and all. So maybe you can try and let me know if you are getting a new screen or a screen size is changing after using this code. But in my case, it was the same. So that I modified the code by testing in the inspect mode. Okay, yeah. In my upcoming video, I will try to modify certain push buttons or try to modify the screen fields. So that kind of video I'll bring in the upcoming sessions. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. I know it is a bit longer video for you and go through slowly and part by part. Thank you.